All right, welcome everybody. I'm Missy, and this is my husband Hunter, and we're excited to welcome you to our couples call tonight. Tonight we have Wendy and Scott Vance, and we have Leanne Gordon and Alan. Is it Isolda?
Isolda, yes.
Okay, good. I didn't want to mess that up. So, I want to first introduce you to Wendy and Scott. So I'm going to do ladies first. So Wendy Vance is a wife and a busy homeschool mom of 6 children. She has steadily built her Juice Plus business for the last 17 years. She achieved the top level of the company while living a rewarding life by design. Her family resides in Virginia and enjoys an active schedule, including entertaining, sports, travel, and spending time together outdoors at their lake home in the country. Wendy has received top awards, spoken at various conferences, and helped develop many elite leaders in the Juice Plus company. Her husband, Scott, has been in the commercial construction industry, building concrete superstructures for the last 35 years, or for 35 years, and 16 years as a business owner. And he enjoys being outdoors and spending time with his family. And Miss Leanne lives in Orlando. She's the mom of 6 kids also. 4 of them are still at home, and she is homeschooled for 25 years. She has been with the Juice Plus company for almost 20 years, is at the top level of the company, and has won multiple awards. She loves ballroom dancing, and she's very good at it, travel, and is taking golf lessons so that she can keep up with Alan. Alan has been retired for 40 years after a long, successful career in computer software sales, the last 20 years with Oracle Corporation. He lives in Jacksonville and loves that his daughter's family, including 2 beautiful grandchildren, just moved 5 minutes from his home. He's passionate about giving back and helping others in this season of life. Alan and Leanne are getting married in November. So, very exciting time. So, I just want to thank everyone again for joining us tonight. We have 2 topics that we're going to cover this evening. And the first one is I'm going to ask each of the couples, in fact, I'm going to ask each individual, their experience with the Juice Plus products. And also we're going to talk a little bit about a business opportunity tonight. So Scott, I'm going to ask you first. What has it been like to have Juice Plus products over the last few years that you've been eating it?
Oh, it's really transformed not only our family, but it's translated into my parents, Wendy's parents, and we've seen incredible health struggles with my dad and other people. They just overcame a lot of obstacles, and we think it's through Juice Plus and what this product has done for us.
Excellent. How about you, Wendy?
Yeah, well, we learned about it about 17 years ago, and we were already eating healthier than most anyone I knew and really focused on that. And yet we just couldn't get enough, and we had a very busy life. And so we continued to try to do better. You can buy great food and you can prepare it. It's not always easy to get a big family to eat it and enjoy it without complaining. And so anyway, when I learned about Juice Plus from another mom, I had already been studying, wellness, and realized that the people that get the most fruits and vegetables are going to do the best in health. And so it was a no-brainer for us. And we got our whole family started. I was pregnant with our 5th child, and I didn't really expect to see anything, but wow, I didn't know you could feel that good. And I was 39 at the time. Now we're 56 and 60, but who's counting? And we have a lot of teenagers. We have a lot of kids in and out of our house all the time. When we make meals, we don't even know how many we're cooking for usually, but it's fun. And, these kids keep us young, and we actually can keep up with them and thrive. We exercise, we downhill ski, we're into fitness and very active lifestyle. And anybody that has a lot of teenagers, that they like to stay up really late. And we happen to have energy to stay up with them and enjoy them too. And I think it's Leanne that says Juice Plus makes me nicer and people like me better. My people. And I really do appreciate that. But boy, I tell you, when I really started to see what it did for the people that we loved, it really touched my heart and made me realize that I needed to share our story with others, because when something is meaningful to you and it makes a difference and it's simple and easy, then you have to share it. It's a moral and ethical obligation. And so, yeah, we've been focused on that for all these years, and it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Alan, I think you're the newbie out of the 6 of us. I think most of us have been eating Juice Plus a little longer than you, but we would love to hear about your product experience in the last few years.
Sure. Well, as you can imagine, I learned about Juice Plus on my very first date with Leanne. So she told me all about the benefits and science, and it was a good news is it was a long date and I learned a lot. So, and what she said really made a lot of sense to me. But I also thought I was a pretty smart guy. So I thought it might be a prerequisite for me to eat Juice Plus in order to date her and get a second date. So I signed up right away. But, I'm happy to say after about 4 or 5 months of eating Juice Plus, I was off all 3 medications that I was on when I first met Leanne, which was amazing to me. And one of the medications I was on was for high blood pressure. And I'd been on that for 30 plus years. So I never thought I would be able to get off any of that. I felt, well, I also was drinking those little 5-hour energy drinks. So if anybody's a golfer, if they remember Jim Furyk, he used to get on TV and advertise the 5-hour energy. So, I always had those in my golf bag as well as, in my house, but I no longer drink those and even drink caffeinated coffee and have way more energy. So I just feel great. And we were talking the other day, and, other than getting COVID, which we all like to share with one another, in the last 2 years, other than that, I've not been sick. So, I'm a firm believer in doing that. And one of the other things we did the other day was that in prepping for another call, I said, well, you know what? One of the things I love about not being on any medication is not having any potential side effects. So I said, well, let me go back to see what some of the side effects would be of those 3 medications I was on. And I looked at the list, and I swear there were like 30 or 40 different potential side effects of those 3 medications. So I am so glad at this stage of my life to be off of all those medications, and Juice Plus doesn't have any side effects. It's just functional food. So I like to call Juice Plus my gap insurance. So it's filling that gap between what I should have been eating and what I do eat. And so I've really felt good about that.
I love it. I love it. Leanne, would you like to share your experience with Juice Plus?
Well, I would be happy to. In fact, it's so much fun. I always love hearing Wendy's story. And of course, we have a lot in common. So wonderful. So I was 39 when I started eating Juice Plus 2 19 years ago. And I had 4 kids, was about to have my 5th. So that was fun to remember that, Wendy, that we were kind of still in that same place too. But unlike Wendy, when our family was already eating really healthy, I'd had sick kids and we turned that around by changing our diet. So I'd already become really passionate about health and nutrition, but I was really slow to get Juice Plus. I didn't think we needed it. I thought juicing every day, and as well as we were eating, I just couldn't imagine that it could be better, or that something so simple could be so powerful. So I was really slow to get it. So I always say, don't give up on the people you care about. You have no idea what it will do for them. And I am so thankful. I had 2 babies in my 40s at home, one at almost 45, on Juice Plus. That's amazing. That's amazing. I have the energy to keep up with them. I went through menopause with no symptoms. That's really good for everybody around. Maybe TMI. But like early on, I mean, we were already healthy. We didn't have any medication. We didn't have any health issues, but I slept better. I felt better, and I was nicer, which made me feel like I could be more the mom I wanted to be. And it's an important job. It it really was a real gift to me. So of course I made my parents eat it and started sharing it with people around me to say, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I love this. So I'll always be grateful.
Absolutely. That's incredible. Hunter, would you like to share anything about your experience or our experience eating Juice Plus?
You want the truth?
Sure. We always want the truth.
Of course we do.
I will pinch him if the truth is not good. Okay.
Yeah, the truth. I seen it with the kids, I would say more than anything years ago. Yeah, you know, they were staying from school, bringing something home, sick, sniffles, whatever, coughing, sore throat. And then, you know, tired of going to the doctors, you know, you're not really getting anywhere. And then she started with the Juice Plus, and it was after a few weeks, you could see the difference in the kids staying healthier. And I was like, well, if it's working for them, it can work for me. So, you know, started taking it, and yeah, it's definitely beneficial. It's definitely going to help you healthier, make you feel better. I do, you know, the truth, and you know, been taking it since, and trying to get my dad to get off some medication. You know, I don't know, still working on him, but we'll see how that goes. But you know, the overall, I seen it first of all with the kids firsthand. They've been taking it for I don't know how many years now, and I guess we all have.
That's 7 years. Yeah, we've been eating it for 7 years. So
Wow.
Hunter has a one-liner that he typically says to people. So I'm gonna tell him he has to say your one-liner is.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yes. We're like, well, how do you know if it will work? And he says, well, the proof is in the pudding, so you got to try it. Sorry, he said pudding. But so if you are curious if it'll work for you, you definitely want to try the pudding. But I will say Hunter did not share his personal story. When he was in his 20s, he played football in college. That's how we met. I played field hockey, he played football. We split a fence row on the fields, and he was told he needed to work out more often because his cholesterol was way too high. And he was already working out about 40 plus hours a week on the football field and in the weight room, and he didn't know how to fit in more workout. And we were trying as college students to eat fairly healthy. You know, you have fried shrimp with French fries and then pizza on the side, right? That sounds super healthy. And so adding more greens just wasn't really in the cards. And for 20 years, he was working on trying to lower his cholesterol and nothing was working. And so when he saw the proof in our kids, he decided, you know what, there might be something to this. And he got his blood work done. And for the first time in over 20 years, his cholesterol was in the normal range. And that was,
wow.
and so we were really even more excited because we loved not going to the doctors anymore. And I was seeing amazing changes in my body as well. And I do like to be more pleasant, just like Leanne. So I like to be happier, and he likes when I'm happier too. But I will say the blood work was the thing that made us realize there was something really profound in Juice Plus, and we really wanted to start sharing it. So that actually kind of leads us right into my next question. And Scott, I'm going to go back to you, and I'm going to ask you, what has your experience been with Juice Plus from a business perspective? You're muted.
Let's see. If I
I just unmuted.
Yeah, so the question was, what's the experience been from a business standpoint? And I guess I would have expounded more on my product story, but I kind of missed the cue there. I didn't know we were getting into the product stories. You kind of worded it a little differently, and I'm like, is she cueing me for the product
That's good.
story? Or
You go into the business because you're.
but anyway, on the business side of it, yeah, it's been incredible from a business angle. I was a business owner for 16 years, and I had 150 employees. We were running 10 and $20 million in sales a year, and a traditional business is not for the faint of heart. It's got so many tremendous highs and so many lows. And I can remember in 2008 when the market just fell out in Florida, and we were down building condos, and there were $20 million contracts pulled, $5 million. The owners were going crazy pulling these contracts from us. And I literally had to go to Florida and just lay off the whole office. And these were people that I'd worked with for years and years. So traditional business, it's like I said, it's got its ups and downs, but generally speaking, it's a tough world. It's a tough world. I'll tell you a quick story. I literally would, some weeks, now this was not every week, obviously, because I was in business for a while, but I would wait on a FedEx check to come in so I could cover a $150,000 payroll the next day. And it got to a point where I loved the FedEx guy. When I saw him running, I'd just go running and hug him. I'm like, I love you. I love you. And he was, it was just that tight. And it didn't happen like that a lot, but it did happen like that some. The traditional business world. Wendy's dad, he did payroll for me. And he said, Scott, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it week in and week out. Because it just, people hold your money, people don't pay you, and it's just a bad deal. And I told him, I said, it's only, God and my faith. He puts us through these deeper trials so that we learn to rely on him more. And it was the closest walk, I've had with my faith. So that being said, it's just the traditional world is different. Juice Plus gives you the opportunity to make money with really no ceiling. The sky's the limit. You can make $500 a week, or you can make $5,000, whatever. But I think the truest example is the people we have on the call right now. You have Wendy and Leanne, and for female income earning women in the nation, female income earners, they're probably the top. I would say Leanne's probably the top 1% in the nation, and Wendy's
Across
probably
all industries.
it is pretty incredible that these ladies have achieved that in the Juice Plus world.
Mhm.
And it just is an example to everyone else out there. There is really no limit. If you commit yourself and work hard and go for it, you can get where these ladies. I knew Leanne when she was a homeschooling mom, wearing the blue jean dresses and cowboy boots. And it was it's amazing. It's not a fairy tale story. It can be done. It really can be done. And she's proof, Wendy's proof. And Wendy's worked so hard, and it's just unbelievable. The big thing about it also is there are no prerequisites. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have, you don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer. Anybody can do it. And it starts at the ground level, and you can build up just the same as, somebody with a master's degree or something like that. And as men, how many, Kim, you're on the call, right, Kim?
Yeah.
And then are there any other men on the call?
Hard to see. People don't all have their cameras on, but
anyway,
speak to the men too.
as men, we've always said minimum risk, minimum reward, but I really don't feel like that's true with Juice Plus. It's just a whole different world. Even the way I look at Juice Plus from a business standpoint, and I wish we had more men on the call, but whether it's 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, or whatever, if you're making more, it's an investment in the future. And if you're making a car payment in 2 years, if you're making if you're sending kids to college in 4 years, what's 5 years out of your life? And there are some that make it to that 6-figure level. And it's truly an investment, and the men need to understand that the ladies can get you there. We can still be earning all this money, whether big money or small money, while the ladies are building that team, moving on up, and it will get there. That's what's so encouraging, because I've seen it with Wendy, and I really didn't pay attention to anything until she started getting the bigger. She'd show me a $600 check. I'm like, that's fine, dear. Good job, but it kept growing and growing and growing and growing. The other big thing, sorry for rambling on, but I just wanted to get one other thing. And the other thing is it's the time freedom with owning your own business. And I felt when I was in office before I started a business, I truly felt like a prisoner. I really would go in. I loved what I did. I loved building buildings, but it was just, I felt like I was in a world I didn't belong. And with Juice Plus, we just came back from the beach. Another beach trip. Kim, we were at Rehoboth Beach again. We went up there for a football game, and came back, and that's the world we live in now. And it's because of Juice Plus, it's given us this opportunity to have options. And I was trying to speak from the heart, because I know that a lot of people out there are trying to decide, hey, is this a business I should go for? I don't know why people wouldn't do this if they're interested in this Juice Plus business, because it's a
Yeah.
phenomenal business. You work with people you don't, you never would think you worked with, good people that want to support you and move you on up the line. And I guess that's really all I've got to say. And I was going to address the men a little bit, but I don't know that we have a lot of men on the call. But as men, we need to help out where we can. We need to chip in and let these ladies do their thing, and really let them move at their pace, but support them all the way, and you'll get there.
Mhm.
Mm.
Fantastic. I love it. Wendy, did you want to add anything to Scott's answer?
Just that, we didn't have any expectations when we started, but we really realized that we have an ethical obligation to share with people what this was doing for us and the people that we loved. And some of the transformations were quite remarkable. And I had been praying for a family ministry, a way we could help other people. And I never dreamed that it would come in the form of a business, where I could wake to purpose every day. What I do, never feel like, it didn't matter if I got paid or I didn't get paid. I loved what I did and loved helping people. And I always say, outside of my faith and my family, it's one of the most rewarding things of my life. It's almost like, pinch me, am I dreaming? Do I really get to do this with such remarkable people? And it's a true gift. It really is. And so the impact that we get to create is far reaching. And it's because other people, when they have that experience, it's just normal and natural for them to share it. And then they tell their friends and so forth and so on. And so we get to lock arms with amazing people. And so it is tremendously rewarding. And I never dreamed that I could be a part of something so special, that was so meaningful, where I could make such a difference. And for that, I'm truly grateful.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Alan, the questions coming to you. What has your experience been with the business so far?
Yeah, so as you know, I've been dating Leanne about 2.5 years. So that's, again, when I started learning more about it. And, we're in a different season of life than we were 20 or 30 years ago. And we were both looking for partners that were pretty financially secure. So I thought I'd share a funny story with you. When we were leaving a restaurant here in Lake Mary, and Leanne was getting ready to go talk to her dad about me, she was concerned about whether or not I was really financially secure, or if I was just using a poetic license and trying to play her a little bit. But anyway, so I just pulled out my phone and pulled up one of my Schwab accounts, and I said, here, I wanted to put your mind and your dad's mind at ease that, I've done okay. So fast forward a couple weeks later, we're in Jacksonville. She decides she wants to reciprocate with me. So she shared with me the income that she makes from the Juice Plus company. And all I can say, to Scott's point, is I was shocked and amazed that here's this single mom with 6 kids and has built this incredible business from home. And I did really well in my career, but I was on a plane every week, and she got to do it from home. Speaking of that, I spent the last 20 years of my professional sales career with Oracle Corporation. And I was telling Leanne many times that any Oracle rep would gladly change places to have the business she has today and the stable income that generates. And one of the things she likes me to do is always compare my experience to Juice Plus. So Scott shared what it was like for an individual business owner and all the trials and tribulations of that. From corporate America perspective, and being in a sales career, each year my sales quota went up. I could get fired at any time. My income fluctuated year over year just based on territory, quota, economic conditions, budget constraints, things that are out of my control. And then when I retired, my check stopped, as I knew it would. But the reality of that happening is, it's coming, but once it gets there, it's a shocker. But comparing that now to Juice Plus, there is no quota. And I like the joke, there's no quota except the one that Leanne tells me that I have. The only person that can fire me is nobody, is me. You know, as Scott said, that you can do a little or a lot, it's up to you. The potential income is incredible over time, and you can keep the business as long as you want to work it, which well into retirement age. And I've met Harriet Salser and several people that are in their 80s and have been doing this business for 30 plus years. It's just
Still love it.
just amazing to me. And they really love what they do. It's just even more incredible. You know, it was interesting when I was getting ready to retire, I did some research, and maybe too late, but all these experts were saying how we should all have 3 to 5 various streams of income coming in, and things like real estate, social security, investment income, or a business like Juice Plus. And I really wish I had done it a lot earlier, but I'm glad I'm doing it now because it makes a lot of sense. The other thing that I feel that Juice Plus offers is it really allows people that are the only income earner to really relieve a lot of stress. I know early on in my career, I was the only income earner, and it was a lot of stress. And I've talked to a number of people, young and old, that have really felt that pressure of being the only income earner. And by having multiple streams of income, something like a Juice Plus that, as Scott and Wendy mentioned, you can build over time, it reduces the pressure that we all feel by providing more money. It lessens the vulnerability if one of the spouses loses their job. You know, you can save more money for retirement or savings. And most importantly, I think it just gives your family choices to go to the beach for a long weekend and not worry about, you know, punching a clock. It's just really amazing. And, you know, the more I've learned about Juice Plus, I mean, here's a company that's 50 years old, has excellent products and the research to back it up. It's a great opportunity to meet just some of the most wonderful people that I've ever met. And for me, it's really being able to have impact and purpose in life, especially in this season. So I've been very grateful that I learned about it.
It's amazing. I love it. And I love the 2 different perspectives from both of you gentlemen. And Leanne, was there anything that you wanted to add from your perspective?
Well, I have loved this call, loved what we've already heard, but and I've just been so grateful. The way Alan has joined me in this business is just an incredible gift. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, I mean, just quick of my story when I learned about Juice Plus in my jean jumpers, which was even before I had cowboy boots. Cowboy boots was a step up, Scott. I was like, you know.
Well, that was the style back then. She was
Anyway,
styling.
but it was really about being, you know, I mean, at the time I had 4 kids, I was homeschooling, so I knew I didn't have time for one more thing. More than that, I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the guts. And I had very few friends. I was homeschooling, home churching, home birthing. I was always at home. I mean, who was I even going to share it with? Very small world. And no friends at the level I have now because of where I was and who I was. And so I think back to that. I look at old pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful for where this journey has brought me. But I had no idea what was ahead. So I had given up my job to stay home with the kids, which meant we gave up health insurance. We gave up all kinds of things because I wanted to be home. And I didn't know that I could be home and homeschool my kids and pay for music lessons. You know, I thought it was kind of one or the other. And so first it was just, gosh, could I pay for our family's Juice Plus? That was easy. Then it was, maybe I could pay for music lessons, $500 a month. That felt life-changing. And I went to an event. I wanted to learn more. If you are brand new, I would encourage you, if there's any way you can go with us to Atlanta next month, October 13th to the 15th, you want to be there. I went to an event like that and came home with my hair on fire. My husband was scared to death. So I said, okay, you got to go to the next one with me. And he said, oh, you go do that.
Go girl.
And in less than 2 years of sharing, I made the top level of the company, which gave us health insurance, which we needed. And it gave us choices. My husband had lost his job. He had the choice. Do I want to go back to work? or not. He chose not to. Fast forward, a couple more babies. At 3 years, I was making a 6-figure income from home, homeschooling. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And I started to see, somebody called it the other day, we were making adult money. Who knew? Children everywhere and adult money. And it
Amazing.
gave us options. We paid off our house, got debt free, did all kinds of things. And fast forward, what I did not see coming, I had that 6th baby at almost 45. She was 18 months old and my husband left. 27 years into a marriage, I did not see that coming, and this business saved us. So I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the help. I'm so grateful for the community. And I'm so grateful for the paycheck. I wanted to be home when we were married. I even more wanted to be home as a single mom. And that was 12 years ago. So what an incredible gift.
Yeah.
The options, the choices, you know, I'm so thankful. So
It's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm gonna ask Hunter if there's anything about the business that he wants to share.
Me, I've been blessed. I'm in a family business, so I am trying to take care of sister, dad, and our family too, and everything also. And it's been around a right good while, so I've been blessed with that. I've been doing that all my life. It's sort of a home place that I'm here at. And yeah, I'd have to say it's been great. She's done good with it, got me going with it. And I believe, you know, she can keep on going with it, and I'm getting older. So doing what I'm doing at some point in time, I don't know how many days that I want to keep punching it. But you know, I'm still taking care of everybody else too. So but it helps add to what I'm doing and everything, and I'm appreciative of that. And the extra income is good. The kids are going to be going maybe to school. I don't know, whatever they can do or want to do. It's up to them. You know, they have opportunities. So like I said, I was blessed with an opportunity, and they are too, and to keep on succeeding and growing is the only way to go.
So I have to say that when we start seeing amazing changes in our health, we just felt like it was time to share with other people. And I never realized that I would be able to say to my husband, you don't have to worry about dental insurance or vision insurance anymore. I have us covered. And he just kind of looked at me like I had 8 heads. Kind of like when I told him we were going to Alaska, and he thought I was joking until I showed him the itinerary. And it was for 11 people. It's just really been
with her.
unbelievable to be able to
That's awesome.
help people with their health, talk to them, just love on them and see changes, and it be able to bless your life in ways that you just never thought possible, whether it's financially, a community of amazing people, believing in yourself, being able to spend time with your family, going on trips, maybe spending time away from your family. It just depends on what your priorities are and what stage you're in life. And it's just been absolutely amazing. I feel like every day is a blessing. I get excited to wake up and think, who do I get to share with today, and who's going to bless me while I'm blessing them? And I think sometimes Hunter wonders what I do all day long, because he's in the middle of changing a tire. He came home quick to jump on this, and then I'm going to go help him finish changing the tire. But I don't change tires every day. I just might change my clothes and hop on a Zoom quick, so people think that I wear things other than t-shirts and sweatpants. But it's been absolutely amazing. And I know we've run a little bit long, and thank you, Nancy, for saying that this call is a blessing. And I just wanted to see if Scott, Alan, Hunter, if any of you have anything else that you wanted to add as far as sharing with the gentlemen that are either on the call or might listen to this call. Scott, did you have anything else?
Yeah, I would just say, as men, you have to support your wives in this, and it's an investment that you're making that's going to only benefit you in the long run. So do whatever you can to help. And there'll be times where it's crazy around the house and she's trying to do a call and you're trying to get out the door to watch a football game or whatever, but it has to be compromised, and it's really for your benefit also. It's not just her check and she's not just bringing it in for her to, but it's a mutual benefit. So hang in there. And everyone on this call I guess everyone's in. It's like you're invested, you know what the end result is. And again, plug along. It may take you a little longer. It may be slower. Some go faster, but just stay with it. Stay consistent and you'll get there. And well, who cares if it's 3 or 4 or 5 years? Stick with it and you'll get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alan, anything else?
Yeah, well, I think for the gentleman on the call, this business is, I think, about 90% women, almost 90% women. But I will say, doing this as a couple is just so much fun. So if you're on the call and your spouse or significant other isn't with you, have them join the next call so that they can hear our perspective. But it is just so much fun to do this as a couple. And no matter what we do in life, we always need someone there to be a support for us, and having that encouraging voice pouring into us. And each of us needs to find our role, and that role differs from different people. I don't mind being Leanne's IT guy or jumping on a call and sharing my story. And I think each of us just needs to find what that role is for us, whether it's doing Zoom calls or babysitting or being that encouraging voice for your spouse. But no matter what the role is, they're all important.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Hunter, anything else?
No, I agree. I try to help as much as I can, and between at work some, fortunately I'm only 500 yards away from work.
Yeah. That's helpful.
So that's helpful, like my home run back. But no, and supportive, try to do the best I can. And if she needs help, we do what we can and compromise and make it work.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of times we pass each other. As I'm leaving, he's coming, tag, you're it, because there's dinner sitting somewhere, the kids are somewhere, and so we make it work. And so I just want to thank everybody for jumping on this call tonight. Again, I know we went a little bit long, but I think there were some really amazing things that were shared. And if you have any questions, please talk to the person that invited you. But I want to thank Wendy and Scott and Leanne and Alan and my husband Hunter for joining us. And I just really hope that you'll consider Juice Plus, at least the products, but I think the business is just equal, if not better, blessing. And we always have more events coming up. So if you're thinking, gosh, I really want to invite someone to learn a little bit more about Juice Plus, please talk to the person that invited you, because we have Zoom calls, we have in-person events, we have all kinds of things. We will get on a phone with someone, we'll have coffee dates. It doesn't matter. Everything can be an event. So I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And everybody go eat your Juice Plus if you didn't eat it yet today. So thank y'all so much.
Oh,
Good night.
thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good night.